In fairness, I listened to the highlight of his presentation, and I was saying, I think, sir, even senators, we do gossip, even in the plenary. So I gossip left and I gossip right. I said, a lot of people ask him, so we have energy, nuclear. Not even senators are aware. And I said, what is the reason? I know that there was a time they set it up. But the problem with Nigeria is setting up institutions that they do not have the capacity or even the will to maintain and to grow. That is why, Mr. Chairman, sir, Senator Chairman, I don't want to be arrested by an irresistible lady. That is why I'm always opposed to set up this, set up this, set up this. Anything we know we can't do properly, let's not start it. Because nuclear energy, everybody knows the danger. At least I'm old enough to remember when they had crisis in a nuclear plant in Russia, advanced countries. And radiation can be deadly to anybody who come in contact with it. So it's not something you start, even to dispose of it can be a huge problem. So once you start it, you rather go and find the will. Because even to dismantle it now will require investment. Because it's a very, very sophisticated technology, and it's huge, capital intensive in nature, and it requires huge maintenance. I was asking my co-gossipers. I said, no, but we do gossip, sir. My only problem, because I'm a Catholic, I do confession. There are others who don't do confession, even when they know they have sinned. So I just look at the allocation. It tells the whole story about what I'm saying. The soft part is fulfilled. You have the total budget. Total allocation. Nigeria Nuclear Regulatory Authority. Total allocation, 20.177 billion. Total personnel cost, 19.1 billion. So, if you use 19 out of 20, that is for the personnel. What is the working capital available for this number of 20 billion remunerated people? What are they going to do with 600 million? So for me, on the face of it, I know that this is one of the typical things we do. We put money on personnel, but we don't give them the kits with which to work. And so money is wasted, in my view. If you must employ, there must be defined responsibility for the person. And as a worker myself, I know that the employer has the obligation to provide the working tools. You cannot talk of productivity of the worker if the worker has not been given the appropriate training and retraining in this case, because technology is changing, and he has all the wherewithal to do the job for which he was employed. But when you employ and you don't provide resources for the employee to do the job, then it's just a natural, just a waste. But I'm not in a position to ask for why are you having spending so much on personnel, because nobody employ himself. But I believe that they would have created a roster that identified the number of men and women they need, the level, the technical skill required, and then they recruit them. Now the means to do it is not provided for. So I agree with the distinguished senator and chairman of this commission that Nigeria as a nation and the Ministry of Finance should revisit the dream. Well, we are not to talk to the Minister of Finance. I think it is the president. He appointed the minister, so we talk about the executive. And there are just questions to be answered. Do we need to maintain Nigeria Nuclear Regulatory Agency? If the answer is yes, as suggested by the fact that we propose to retain the personnel, then we must do the next stage of giving this personnel the training, the equipment, the resources they need to fulfill the mission that inform the setting up of the agency. To leave it like this, I agree with him absolutely. It's like waiting for a disaster to happen. This is not like one of those abandoned vehicles. I think the person who can give us a better example here, because she's my friend, she will not misunderstand me, is Senator Reti. You buy gas for the family kitchen, and then you are not cooking because there is no money to buy the food for which the gas was procured. You neglect the gas is leaking, and one day somebody just wants to smoke back, and then the house is in flames. So if you must have money to buy gas, may God give you the yam, the rice, and the gyro to cook. Otherwise, the gas is procured for nothing. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm completely in agreement with his submission. I'm against wasteful expenditure, as you would have noticed from my various interventions. But there are critical assets that, if you want to dream big, to have nuclear power, for God's sake, you would have taken into account what it costs elsewhere. You are not reinventing the wheel so that the dream that informed the setting up of this agency is realized. Otherwise, money already spent is waste, and the neighborhood will be in danger. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir.